Gorjan, please tell us, how can you help us fight climate change?
Right. Wonderful. Hi, everyone. I was outside right now. I was taking a walk. And of course, you need more of this in the future, because if air pollution is going to keep being this bad, we have to get used to these. But yes, my name is Gorjan, and I'll give you a short sum up story of what AirCare is. Unfortunately, 9 out of 10 people in the world are exposed to air pollution over safe limits, and 7 million will die this year alone due to pollution exposure. These are terrible numbers, and we know them because this is actually a picture of my home city of Skopje. During winter, I can assure you the city is there, but you just can't see it because of what we used to call the smelly fog, but it turns out to be smog. So we looked at the consequences of living in a polluted area, and apart from the terrible health effects that it has on you, citizens have to pay more every year to stay protected by buying masks or air purifiers. Insurance companies have to pay 40% more on hospital bills because you're more susceptible to getting sick. And the impact that air pollution has on businesses is around 50% compared to COVID. And remember, air pollution will come back every single year. And because we believe being informed is the first step towards the solution, is why we created AirCare. AirCare is a very simple mobile app that tracks air pollution through an understandable and easy to use interface. The way that it works is we look for open air quality sensors that might belong to your government, volunteers like you and me, and even satellite data from the European Space Agency. And we put it all together in an app that in the palm of your hand tells you exactly what you're breathing. I was a student back in the day in 2015, and I started this as a pet project in order to teach myself how to make apps. I did not expect that by 2021, we would reach 1.8 million unique users with the app and web platforms. And hopefully by 2023, we're aiming for 7 million people using AirCare as a platform as we continue our launch throughout the world, especially in the US and Asia. We're not the first ones to come up with the concept of tracking air pollution. That's very much true. But when we compared ourselves to our competitors, and some of them very, very big competitors, we realized that both the community and the data sources aspect is where we excel. Because the biggest competitor that we have sees this in Skopje. Air pollution, red, sure, but this is what we see. We're able to pinpoint exactly where air pollution is coming from and help both local governments and activists take action. And we looked at our impact as well, because we are a social enterprise. We try to give back to the community, because through aggregating all of this raw pollution data and creating a very simple, accessible, and visualized format, we have 3 outcomes, which you mentioned in the start. We have government action, where we have more green policies and subsidies being introduced, and that's kind of members of parliament waving screenshots of AirCare. We have raised public awareness through protests in major cities, and that's me in front of the government building. And we even have corporate action where big polluters are being upgraded with filters in order to stop their emissions of poison gases in the air. All of this does lead to clean air and saved money. And if we look at the charts of air pollution in North Macedonia, very slowly but surely we have a decline of air pollution since the launch of AirCare. Now you can take my word for it, or you can look in 100+ media mentions from Forbes, Google, NASA, BBC, the UN. We even have our own TED Talk. And if you understand Japanese, even in the Heaps article, they talk about AirCare. We have over 20 awards on an international and national level, including those from the United Nations. Currently, we're into the B2C model. We make around 8K monthly recurring revenue, and we are profitable from that, from pro subscriptions, green ads, and product placements in the app. But what we want to do is expand into the B2B sector. We already work with Blue Air and Daikin, like some of these companies that produce air purifiers. They use our mobile ad platform to help earn more money by reaching their exact audience that is interested in their products. But we want to further our B2B customers with insurance companies and helping them make smarter policies through historical air pollution data that we have, TV stations to get more viewers via richer data for air pollution forecast, and weather apps that you have on your phone will gain more users through real-time pollution data that we can provide. We're currently live in 45 countries around the world, US being our biggest market, but we want to go to 150 that are facing air pollution issues as we speak. We plan on doing this in 3 segments, focusing on the Americas and on Asia going throughout 2023. Before I end this, I want to leave you with some real user reviews, and these are direct from App Store reviews that people have left. They say that AirCare is a godsend, that is indispensable, really trustworthy, has not let them down, and that they rely on our accurate air quality readings to know if they can leave their home. My name is Gorian. I'm the founder and CEO of AirCare. I quit my job at Booking.com in Amsterdam, moved back to Skopje to focus full-time on this. Together with Dragan and Elena, we make the team of AirCare with over 30 years of combined experience. So let's save the world together. We're looking for someone that knows marketing or growth hacking to help us expand, because we're a more tech-savvy focused team. So we need someone to help not only us that we click boost post on Facebook and hope for the best, but someone that actually knows a marketing strategy that can help us conquer more markets, and someone that understands sales better so they can reach out to potential B2B customers and we can make great deals going forward using all of this air quality data that we have collected throughout the years. At the end, I do invite you to be part of the solution to pollution. Download AirCare and join our team. Thank you.
Brilliant. Wow, excellent. I'm just downloading the app right now. Let's see how this works. Very interested in that. In this last 2 years, do you think the masks that we are, that we are wearing as often as we need to are helping us in this fight against air pollution, or not really?
I think there might actually be causing a reverse effect, because what I've noticed, and even from my own self, when we go into crowded areas inside, right, we have to wear these masks to stay protected from COVID. And then when we leave and go outside where there's air pollution, we are already sick of these masks. Our ears start hurting because we wear it all the time. So we're like, you know what, I'm not going to wear this. And suddenly we're exposed to more and more air pollution as we are outside. So this is, I think, a bigger problem. And we have to understand that unless we start doing something serious about air pollution, we simply will not be able to handle the world in 10, 20, 50, 100 years going forward. And this is kind of one of the reasons why AirCare is different from all the other apps. When I mentioned communities, we don't stop at informing you about air pollution. That's the first of 3 pillars. We want to help educate you about where air pollution is coming from and what health effects it has, and then empower you by connecting you to local NGOs, workshops, organizations, protests, where you as a user can now get involved and start contributing towards the fight for clean air. So it's a whole movement which we hope to accelerate forward.
Considering this comparison between you and the competition, they have this, let's say, wide general overview of the territory, and you have those real spots where the air pollution is coming from. How do you actually get those? How to get this information?
Very hard work. It involves very hard work. We have to implement every single sensor network that we find. Might that be volunteer sensor networks? Might that be government ones? Everyone working on their own way with their own type of APIs, or even like some governments that just post a little table on a website that we have to scrape manually, and well, not manually, but we have to scrape that data every hour. So it is a lot of laborious work. But what we have done now is we've taken all of this data, generalized it in one single format that now any company that wishes to use all of this rich data we have can do it in a single format from a single API call without having to bother trying to find this data all over the place. So we've kind of aggregated it into one aspect.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Gorian, for presenting. And I really like this, what you're doing and the impact you are creating. And the apps here, I will make sure to explore it and recommend to other people as well.